My neighbor thought I was her daughter's friend, then caught me in her room at midnight. I'm 24, and I've lived next to the Hendersons my whole life. Mrs. Henderson treats me like her extra kid. She invites me to book club, buys me little gifts, and asks about my roommate Haley like she's my girlfriend. She'll say, "You're so well dressed," or "I wish Samantha had your style." Looking back, she clearly thought I was the harmless gay best friend who'd never touch her daughter. That wrong idea is why last Thursday blew up. Mr. Henderson hurt his back but still wanted to move furniture. I went over after dinner to help. Samantha was there too. We grew up together and went to the same high school. We were dragging a heavy oak dresser up the stairs when Mrs. Henderson smiled and said, "You two would make such good friends if Samantha wasn't so boy crazy. She needs a nice friend like you." Samantha almost dropped her end. I had to bite my lip because she didn't know the big thing. Samantha and I have been quietly seeing each other for 6 months. It started at a friend's wedding in December. We danced, had too much champagne, and ended up alone. After that, we kept meeting up. We didn't tell her parents because it was easier. No awkward dinners, no speeches, no pressure. We acted normal in public and kept things quiet at her house. The only risky thing was sneaking in through her bedroom window because her room faces the side yard and you can't see it from the street. That Thursday night, we finished moving stuff around 9. I went home, showered, and put on Netflix. Around 11, my phone buzzed. "Samantha, parents took their melatonin. Give it 30 minutes. Come over. I'll leave my window unlocked." Then she texted again. "Please." So I grabbed my hoodie and went. The air was cold and the grass was damp. I opened the little gate and crossed the yard. Her window was cracked like always. I climbed in at 11:47, trying not to bump the sill. Samantha was on her bed in my old college hoodie and shorts, smiling like this was no big deal. We kept our voices low. We kissed. We laughed into each other's shoulders, and then her bed frame squeaked. This bed is ancient and loud. We froze. Samantha mouthed, "Floor." We slid down onto the carpet. I bumped my elbow on her nightstand and almost made a sound. She slapped a hand over my mouth. Then we heard footsteps in the hallway. Heavy steps, slow. Samantha whispered, "That's my dad." My stomach dropped. I started looking around like a trapped animal. Under the bed? Too obvious. Closet? It creaks. Window? If I moved, I'd be seen. I was halfway standing when the door didn't open. It slammed against the wall. Mrs. Henderson stood there in a pink bathrobe with curlers in her hair, holding a baseball bat raised like she was about to swing. She shouted, "Who's in here? I'm calling 911." Mr. Henderson was right behind her in pajama pants, squinting without his glasses. The hall light poured in. I was shirtless, frozen on the carpet. Samantha was in my hoodie, staring like she couldn't breathe. Nobody moved for a full second. Mrs. Henderson's mouth hung open. The bat stayed up. She looked at me, then Samantha, then back at me like her brain couldn't pick a story. Finally, she lowered the bat an inch and blurted, "I thought you were gay." Mr. Henderson muttered, "Jesus, Helen." Samantha sat up and said, dead serious, "Yeah, Mom, that's why he's shirtless in my room at midnight." Mrs. Henderson turned bright red. She snapped at her husband. "You knew?" Mr. Henderson shrugged. "I had suspicions when she started wearing his hoodies to breakfast." Mrs. Henderson whipped back to Samantha. "Since when?" Samantha hesitated, and Mrs. Henderson barked, "Don't lie!" Samantha sighed. "Since December." Mrs. Henderson pointed at me. "So you climbed through my daughter's window?" I tried. "Mrs. Henderson, I can explain." She cut me off. "Explain what? That you smiled at my book club and let me buy you gifts while you snuck into my house?" Samantha tried. "Mom, we're adults." Mrs. Henderson snapped. "Adults don't sneak around. Adults have dinner. Adults meet the parents." Mr. Henderson stepped forward, took the bat from her hands, and leaned it against the wall. He spoke in a calm voice, like he was breaking up a fight. "Everybody put clothes on," he said, "and we're not doing this right now." Mrs. Henderson started to argue, but he said, "Not tonight." Samantha shoved a blanket at me. I got dressed so fast my fingers fumbled. Mrs. Henderson stared at Samantha's hoodie like it was proof in court. Her eyes got glossy. "So what now?" she asked, voice cracking. Mr. Henderson nodded toward the window. "Now he goes home," he said, "and we all go back to sleep." Samantha quietly said, "Mom, please." Mrs. Henderson didn't answer. I didn't wait. I climbed back out the window, feet slipping on the sill, and landed in the cold grass. Behind me, right before the door shut, I heard Mrs. Henderson whisper, "I thought I knew you." Now everyone is saying I crossed a line climbing her window. Was I wrong?